A stormy holiday weekend ahead on the Sun Coast. Why visitors may not like the weather, but local businesses, some of them at least, are hoping for some rain.
Plus, why Manatee County schools are discussing another option for armed security in its elementary schools.
And new developments in an accidental shooting case in Charlotte County. Why the FBI is now getting involved there. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us.
Well, the sky opened up earlier this afternoon in the Sarasota-Bradenton area. Pretty clear after a pretty clear start to the day, but not so much in Manatee County.
This is a live look at Manatee County right now, where our reporter Jess Dowdrick is learning more about a new proposal for school security. We'll have more on that story later, but first let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast this evening. Bob?
Early start to the tropical season, it appears, as a 40% chance now exists for this to develop into a tropical depression or tropical storm over the next 5 days or so. Right now it's poorly organized, and that's a good thing, because if it were organized and got into the Gulf of Mexico, it'd have a little chance to get a little stronger, but it doesn't appear it's going to be a big windstorm at all. It is going to be a heavy rainmaker. Right now, it depends upon how close it gets to us to determine how much rain we will get. Now, the area of low pressure that we're talking about is right here, and you'll notice it's really void of any significant storms. All of those are well east of the center. That is not the best thing for us, because if this does track to the north, we'll be in that plume of extreme tropical moisture. Now, there are two scenarios. One takes it toward Louisiana, while another takes it more toward Florida. Again, the models are having a hard time because the low pressure really hasn't developed quite yet. Once it does so, though, there'll be a better understanding as to where it may go. But regardless, we're going to see that plume of moisture streaming right in our direction, and it appears that we'll see a wet holiday weekend. Right now, we're getting that afternoon and evening variety of storms. That will continue to the next couple of days now. The heavier showers lately have been down into South Sarasota and northwest Charlotte County. Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte, Northport have had rain over the past hour and a half now. Flooding, a real possibility here, is that water is just running off into the streets and roadways there along US 41, also near Toledo Blade Boulevard. And then showers are starting to pop up as well into Manatee County. Not a lot going on right now. We had the heavier showers around earlier. The chances of this developing into a tropical system, the Hurricane Center puts it at a 40% chance on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As far as the model plots go, again, I tell you that some will take it off toward the lower Mississippi Valley, while others bring it a little bit closer to Florida. But either way, it's not going to be a big windstorm. A heavy rainmaker, a good possibility. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Memorial Day, one of the busiest weekends of the year for outdoor excursion companies, but with the expected rainfall, they may not have as many customers. The Greater Sarasota Chamber of Commerce doesn't think the weather will have a big impact on the weekend's tourism or spending. Visitors are expected to spend their money elsewhere, like the theater, museum, or restaurants.
People are not apt to just sit and shut down based on the weather. They just find different ways to enjoy themselves.
You get a chance to talk to people. It's not just about the money that you make. It's about meeting people that come in and on rainy days and they want something to do.
And we may see more visitors from around the country this weekend, because Sarasota got some national attention. Travel and Leisure magazine naming Sarasota one of 4 great unexpected vacation spots for Memorial Day.
Starting tomorrow, book bags will not be allowed on any Manatee County school for middle or high school campuses. The school board taking action today after a 16-year-old Bayshore High School student took a loaded gun to school. Late this morning, school staff members were told by students that a 10th grader was armed with a gun. School resource deputies were alerted and found the boy with a loaded handgun in his waistband. The boy now faces charges of possession of a firearm on school grounds and carrying a concealed firearm. Fortunately, no one was injured. And the Manatee County School District is changing directions when it comes to armed school security after the county refused to provide the district with extra funding for school resource officers.
The board is also faced with replacing its superintendent after Dr. Diana Green was offered the same job in Duval County. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick is live from that action-packed school board meeting tonight to explain where both issues stand right now. Jess?
Jacqueline, Scott, let's start with school safety. Manatee County School Board is now moving on to Plan B. They plan on putting what are called school safety guardians in some elementary schools in replace of the SROs. This decision comes after county commissioners voted against providing extra funding to the district for school security. Guardians are not members of law enforcement. They are armed but cannot make arrests. The district is hoping the program will be funded by the state through the Coach Aaron Fye's Guardian program, named after the football coach that died during the Parkland shooting. The salaries of Guardians would be less than that of SROs, hence the money saver for the district. Guardians will complete at least 144 hours of training through the Manatee County Sheriff's Office and would only go into elementary schools. SROs will remain at the middle and high schools.
So we're looking at a total of 32 SROs, approximately 28 to 32 Guardians, with the budget that's noted and the total cost being approximately $3.4 million.
Meanwhile, Manatee County School Board now has 30 days to name an interim superintendent after Dr. Diana Green was offered a superintendent position in Duval County. Superintendent Green speaking for the first time today after her departure. Board Chair Scott Hope says she's still working on her contract with the county schools, but plans on submitting her resignation letter effective June 30th. That means the district must have an interim superintendent in place by July 1st. That gives them about 30 days to make a decision.
Serve this district with honor and humbleness, and I have put my heart and soul for this school district and this community. Because you do have some important decisions to make, because you will need a new interim superintendent starting July 1.
Neither one of these issues will be voted on at the school board meeting that's happening inside of those doors right now. The school board is still looking for a little more information on the Guardian program before they make any decisions when it comes to the interim superintendent search. Scott Hopes, the school board chair, says they plan to post that position online sometime soon. Reporting live in Manatee County, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, Jess, thank you. New at 6, Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are looking for 4 suspects involved in an armed robbery. It happened Monday night at the Cosmo Joe's Arcade in West Bradenton. The suspects took an undisclosed amount of money and ran off. 2 of them were caught on camera, which you can see on your screen. Manatee County Sheriff's Department says at least one of them was armed. If you recognize either of these suspects, you're being asked to call Crime Stoppers.
A suspect in a recent rash of vehicle burglaries is behind bars tonight after deputies say he robbed multiple cars again yesterday. Deputies responded to the Oasis complex on Cortez Road West for reports of a vehicle burglary in progress. Deputies say Jose Mendez then ran out of a nearby apartment and was seen throwing items from his pockets, which were later identified as being stolen. Mendez was arrested and charged with multiple crimes, and he's also a suspect in a recent string of vehicle burglaries.
New developments surrounding the investigation into an accidental shooting death of a 73-year-old Charlotte County woman. Former Police Chief Tom Lewis is requesting the FBI investigate unethical and criminal conduct within the Punta Gorda Police Department. The request all stems from the events surrounding the shooting death of Mary Knowlton during a civilian police class. Lewis believes the city manager paid off internal affairs investigators by giving them pay increases to write false investigative reports to cover up employee involvement. City representatives deny that allegation. Lewis was acquitted of culpable negligence in that case.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, why a local nonprofit may have to move away from the city of Venice.
And how a downtown Sarasota construction project is expected to help protect the Sarasota Bay.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota for big savings during the Jeep Celebration event. Shop the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wranglers, or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee, for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
A local nonprofit may be forced to find a new home if an updated lease is not agreed upon. Agape Flights delivers food and relief aid to Caribbean countries like the Dominican Republic. They've been based out of the Venice airport for the last 12 years. However, contract negotiations have stalled. The City of Venice is proposing a rent increase, but Agape officials say they cannot afford it. But the airport manager says he is going to come forward with a counter proposal.
All right, well, stay with us. Coming up next, Bob Harrigan will have the latest details on that heavy rain that's expected to continue throughout the week. We'll be right back.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7.
We've been following breaking news for you. A shooting that took place.
There is a person of interest.
We are looking at a rainmaker, this cluster of clouds heading toward the state of Florida.
Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
Well, the weather cooperated for the annual Stewart Elementary School Olympics this morning in Northwest Bradenton. Each class representing a country paraded around the parking lot to the delight of all the parents in attendance. There were races around the parking lot, and the kids got to learn about each country in class. This is the 26th anniversary of this annual tradition at Stewart Elementary School. A school that is close to the heart of this guy right here.
I graduated from there, and they always have a good turnout. It's 26 years going, and the weather cooperated quite nicely for that. Nice. We are not going to see cooperating weather, I think, over the weekend. That's the bad news, but as we said earlier, some places like it, I guess. Yeah. Here's what's happening with Tower Camp. I want to show you this one sequence. This is from 2 o'clock this afternoon, looking out downtown Sarasota on the Sarasota Bay, and just for about less than an hour, it came down fast and heavy. You can see that the camera hardly being able to see. That's kind of like what it is like to drive out there in that kind of situation. It was over before an hour, and we had over an inch of rain reported in just a short period of time. It's all a result of this steady stream of moisture, a river of moisture coming up from the Caribbean right into Florida. It's a line of low pressure, and on the tail end of that line, an area of low pressure is expected to develop, and the models are hinting at that. But right now it's having a hard go of it because all this strong wind is blowing a lot of the storms and energy well to the east of where it's trying to get going. But that is going to be improving over time. We're going to get this steady stream of moisture regardless of which way it moves over the upcoming 5 days now, because we'll be on the right side of it, and that's usually the dirty side, and that means a lot of rainfall. We're not looking for a big windstorm, but we will see the possibility of a tropical depression, maybe a low-end tropical storm develop in the Gulf of Mexico and then move northward. There's still a lot of uncertainty, though, where it may move. Now, hostile environment would be the blue and green, and you can see that that's what's happening right now through Thursday, and especially in the Gulf of Mexico. But by the time we get to Friday, it starts to become more favorable on the red and purple scale that you see there, especially on Saturday and Sunday, and that's when the system is expected to be in the Gulf of Mexico. So there's a chance that it could develop. The water temperatures are rather marginal. There's a lot of dry air, too, being entrained in the system. With all this dry air there, it's going to be difficult for this thing to get going. On top of water temperatures are marginal at best, especially closer to us. Temperatures in the upper 70s there. There are some warmer temperatures as you push further off to the west there, that one area into the mid-80s. Well, rainfall for us, that's going to be the big story, I think, over the upcoming days, and not so much tomorrow and Thursday. We'll still get those afternoon and evening storms, which will produce some locally heavy rainfall in a short period of time, causing the ponding of water because the ground is so saturated right now that the water that does fall that quickly just washes right off into the roadways. A light rain now near Northport. It was heavier just an hour ago and into Port Charlotte. Some showers near Siesta Key, or at least approaching there. Rainfall total is very impressive. Punta Gorda, 3 inches of rain just in the last 6 hours, really, and 1.7 so far in Northport. Inglewood up to nearly an inch of rainfall there. The forecast for the next several hours calling for those showers to wind down. We won't see a widespread event, but we'll still see some showers through this evening. And then another nice start to Wednesday. Doesn't look bad at all. Now we're taking you to Wednesday. We'll take you now through Wednesday with the this is the European forecast model indicating Thursday afternoon and evening storms. Friday we start to transition into the wet frame and the low pressure area here, but still this model depicting a lot of rainfall on Saturday and even into Sunday for much of the state. Thus the possibility of some flooding problems over the weekend. Scattered showers and storms for boaters tomorrow, mainly in the afternoon and evening, and winds out of the southeast turning to the south at 10 knots. There's the forecast. Scattered storms. Mornings look good. Early afternoon, not bad, but then things start to change on Wednesday and Thursday, and then transition day on Friday as we move into that tropical system and possibility of some heavy rainfall right through Sunday. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bob. A recent construction project in downtown Sarasota is aimed at protecting the environment, specifically Sarasota Bay. The construction is on 10th Street, and it is inconveniencing drivers, but when it's done, the project will help minimize the amount of pollutants going into the bay. The city is installing what's called a baffle box. It's a unit cleaning stormwater runoff filled with plastic cups, cigarette butts, bottles, and other debris after a heavy rainstorm. The City of Sarasota's project manager says that unit is being placed underground because that's where it will be most effective.
It is a 9-foot wide by 8-foot tall box culvert. It's the size of a room. That handles about 326 acres of drainage area right in the north downtown area, north of Fruitvale.
Well, the city is looking at September 1st as a goal to have that baffle box up and running. Once completed, that trash collected will continue to be cleaned on a monthly basis. Linda?
Coming up, we'll introduce you to an amazing Suncoast woman who sees the beauty around us in a very unique way.
South Korea's president convinced the White House Kim Jong-un is serious about giving up his nukes, plus stopping the next school shooter before it's too late. World News tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
Get to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota for big savings on new Ram trucks. The Ram 1500 has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 6 years in a row. And right now, get the all-new redesigned 2018 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $23,999. Or save big and get up to $12,400 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score. It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach. Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think, I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
You typically see just merchandise for sale in store windows.
But today's Amazing Suncoast woman sees artistic images that are now decorating upscale homes and businesses. ABC7's Linda Carson has more.
Photographer Andrea Hillebrand is fascinated with displays in store windows.
So what I do is photograph window displays with the reflection of the street back into the glass. So they're very surreal and abstract and magical. So this is a really great example of the window reflections. This was in New York, and the window display was a Chanel one, and you can see the different Chanel items in the window. But what was so exciting to me was behind me was the Tourneau building with all the clocks in New York.
She travels the world searching for window displays that inspire her. From start to finish, the work of art is her own style.
I print on metal, which is the most popular, and then also on canvas. And when I had my first show, I was doing prints under glass.
Her work is in great demand.
This morning I did an install at the View, so 2 40 by 60 pieces from Tokyo went into a beautiful new condo. So it was exciting And I have a company in Boca Raton, RFA Decor, that sells my work for me as well.
Andrea is from Toronto. She always wanted to be a photographer.
I was interested in it as a late teenager and just became more and more so as time went by.
She and her husband moved to Florida when she was 20, and she started photographing her children. And soon friends asked her to photograph theirs.
And from there, it just continued to grow, where I was taking all kinds of family portraits. And then it went on from there to magazine work, and I shot weddings for a decade, and then more and more commercial work.
And she loves it as much today as the day she started.
I'm grateful that I'm able to make a living doing what I love, and I think it's an important thing to be able to share that, and it's important for my children to see that. You have to follow your passions.
She has 3 children, a daughter in Italy, a son here, and
my eldest is an aerialist, and she and her performing partner are in Vegas with the World of Wonder show.
And her life lesson?
It's seeking beauty and creating beauty. When I work with people in my portrait work, seeing the beauty within them and bringing that to life, that's very important to me.
And so we thank this amazing Suncoast woman for seeing beauty in unexpected places and focusing her camera on it so it also enhances our lives. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
I like that life lesson. I think we could all enjoy to be able to see some of the beauty in everyday life.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Linda.
Saw some beauty today earlier, and then the showers came and washed things out, and it looks like we'll see some light to moderate shower activity redevelop throughout the 9 o'clock hour, and then things should calm down after that, but still, they'll be back. Afternoon and evening storms mainly Wednesday and Thursday, and then all eyes will be in the tropics as we watch what could be a tropical low in the Gulf of Mexico.
Okay, thank you, Bob. World News Tonight with David Muir is coming up next.
We'll see you again at 11. Have a good night.